Hey everyone, good morning and happy Mother's Day. We are going to do a little cruise news live today, switching it up a little bit. It's Sunday. Let's have a little fun. Let's get into a little cruise news right after this. Hey everyone, once again, welcome back. My name is John from Bite Size Cruises. We got some people here today. We got Fred and Lisa are here. Hi, Fred and Lisa. Happy Mother's Day to you guys as well. Hello, Dave. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you are having a wonderful Sunday. Today we're going to do some cruise news. Just thought it would be really fun to do the cruise news live, go through, get some live reactions. Again, happy Mother's Day to everyone. First cruise news story today is TikTok user got roasted the other day. They posted a video on TikTok of an obstructed view balcony, what they considered an obstructed view balcony. And it was only obstructed because the rail was going through, and they got pretty much destroyed on TikTok. And they even tripled down on it. They posted like 3 videos of them saying like you can't see the ocean clearly through the room. But yes, that is a balcony. It is not an obstructed balcony. An obstructed balcony means that there are things in your way that are actually blocking you from being able to see the ocean. Sometimes you get lucky and your obstructed view balcony is if you are on like a lower deck, your obstructed view balcony might be the lifeboats above you or below you, so you can't like look down into the ocean or can't look up and kind of see everything. Sometimes you get lucky with that obstruction. Sometimes there are other obstructions where there's actually like a pole or like your balcony juts out a little bit, so it's not a perfectly straight view. But her view was definitely not obstructed, and that's what happens sometimes when you've never been on a cruise before. And she very much deservedly got roasted. Next cruise news story, Royal Caribbean is really expanding what they do. I was digging into this a lot. So as everybody knows, Royal Caribbean has Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and they have Labadee, 2 private islands. These are both private islands that are included in your cruise fare, meaning once you get off of the ship, you don't have to pay anything to go to these places. There are additional things that you could do in these places. So, you know, there is the little dragon roller coaster thing. That's actually not expensive at all. There's zip lines. There are a bunch of other things that you could do. On Perfect Day, you can do a bunch of different things. There's a water park. There are zip lines. There's the balloon that goes up. There's Coco Beach Club. There's the new Hideaway Beach. Tons of things that you could pay extra for, but you can get off and go to both of these places and not pay a penny and have a wonderful time. Also, your drink package is included as well on those islands. Tony Diaz, welcome. Hope you are having a lovely Mother's Day. I hope your New York Knicks are having a lovely Mother's Day. I think they're going to win another one. Game the other night was crazy. Yeah, totally entitled, Dave. Very, very true. Leslie Tran, happy Mother's Day to you all as well. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. 2 Old Farts, good morning. Happy Mother's Day to you guys as well. So continuing on here, so Royal Caribbean is expanding out with building these beach clubs, and I've talked about it before. I think this and the private islands are really kind of the future of cruising. So what we're seeing with this Royal Beach Club, and this is going to be in Nassau, the first one, which is going to open summer of 2025, hypothetically. We're seeing that. That's the little strip of land, if you've ever docked in Nassau, that's between you and like where Atlantis is, Paradise Island there. You literally dock right next to it. There's like a little lighthouse at the end. It's a very long strip of land. That will be Royal Beach Club. The difference between these beach clubs and, say, Perfect Day is that they're obviously nowhere near as big or nowhere near as a spectacle. And what you're going to experience on these is that there's going to be an additional fee. Because they are not large, it means that the amount of people that can go there is going to be capped at a certain number. So if you dock there at any given time, you will have to pay to go to these beach clubs. What you're getting out of this is basically a curated excursion for you and your family. If, say, you go to Nassau and you don't feel Nassau super safe, and you don't want to wander around and you don't want to go on an excursion, you can go to this Nassau Royal Caribbean private beach club for 3 or 4 hours, pay who knows what it's going to be, right? Even Matt Hochberg said probably around $100 a person, which seems right. Not that it seems good, it seems about what they would charge for that. There are some things being tossed around that it may be all inclusive, so you may get drinks and food included with that, but I will believe that when I see it. Food would be awesome. I don't think that they'll do drinks, but who knows? We shall see when that happens. And then the Royal Beach Club in Cozumel will be coming out in 2026. Not a lot of information on that one yet, so as we get it, we will report back to you. Very interesting. I think this is really kind of where cruising's going, especially in the Caribbean. Cruising, I think you're going to have, again, I've talked about this before, but I think what you're going to run into is you're going to have two different types of cruise experiences. You're going to have the very relaxing, curated experiences of the private islands and the beach clubs, and then you're going to have the kind of what I like to call like the European or the river cruising, where you're at a port every day and you're trying to immerse yourself in the culture a little bit. What I would like to see is a third type that maybe goes to different locations and stays there for a day or two. There's really no incentive for the cruise lines to do that because they lose the money of you getting off the cruise ship and not spending money with them, which is why I think they're going more towards these curated experiences. So next bit of cruise news, we talked about it a little bit on the live stream the other night. Coming up this year, MSC is expanding their reach. They're going to have the Seascape come to Galveston. So now they will be in Texas, Florida, and New York because they have Meraviglia going out of Brooklyn. And as of 2026, we are hearing, I heard it confirmed on the last cruise I was on, that they will now be sailing out of Alaska starting in 2026. They obviously have to build a terminal. So we'll see what happens there, unless they're going to rent or use one of the terminals that's there. We shall see. And then obviously they are going to the newer terminal in Galveston, which is great for them. It's a tough terminal to get to. Galveston in general is just like a clustered area there that's difficult to get to from the Houston airport. I'm not sure what's going to fix that, or if that's going to be similar to New York, like a little bit of a niche cruise terminal where it's mostly for local people. And then if you want to try something different, you could head down there. But it is a little inconvenient going out of Galveston. I will admit it wasn't a super fun experience. So next up, let's talk about Virgin. As we announced this week, the Brilliant Lady has officially been announced. It is going to be sailing September of 2025, almost 2 years late from when it was supposed to come out due to supply chain and different issues they had at Virgin. But Brilliant will be coming out September of 2025. It's going to do a little North American tour. So it'll be in New York for the first 2 months, September and October. Then it's going to be heading to LA, Miami, and then it's going to be doing the Panama Canal. Super interesting. I think it's great that they are finally getting this ship done. I'm looking forward to them getting another class of ships done. I enjoy what Virgin does and that experience that they're curating for you. But the fact that all 4 of those ships are exactly the same, I don't know how much repeat you're going to get out of people going on those cruises over and over again to try. Because one of the big things for me is I love trying new ships. And even though like the Oasis class or the Breakaway Plus class for Norwegian, even though those ships are sister ships, they're not all exactly the same. There are different dining options on some, different venues, different decor. So I'm really interested to see Virgin's next step and to see if they make a new class of ship, a larger ship or a smaller ship. And speaking of smaller ships, hopefully we'll hear about the Discovery class for Royal coming up pretty soon. We shall see. Okay, you're fine. Don't worry. It's only a couple minutes. You only missed a couple minutes. We're only doing cruise news. It's just a fun. I just wanted to mix it up and do cruise news live for a change and see how it would go. Next week, if I can do it live, my internet was out yesterday. We're supposed to have a Zoom call about the Halloween cruise, but my internet was out. So if I do this live next week, which I think I'm going to do, I'll have like some videos and some pictures and things to go along with it. I just wanted to make sure this iteration worked with the banners I can put up and everything. And then next week, I'll add some pictures and video and things. I would prefer to do like more things live. I just like getting interactions and talking to you guys as well. So I think that's fun. I don't know if anyone else is going to actually watch it afterwards, as like they would like a normal news show, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I like it. So yeah, Dave, I know the supply chain thing, especially so far out after COVID, is with all the other cruise lines building ships like crazy. I don't know what the real story is. I don't think we'll ever get the real story on it. It could have been a money thing. Who knows? I have no idea. But it's done. It's almost done. We'll see if it actually comes out on time. I was booked on it before, so we shall see. Cheryl, good morning. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. So next bit of cruise news, Halloween on the high seas is returning to Disney. So about a half a year away, Disney dropped a bunch of announcements this year on, their new private island, different things like that. So I'm just going to go through this real quick. I have it up in front of me here. Halloween on the high seas returning to 2024, which means the ship's going to get decked out in Halloween decor, special entertainment, character experiences. They'll have like a Halloween tree. Characters will have costumes and different outfits on. So it's a lot of fun. We looked into doing our Halloween cruise on Disney. The biggest problem with that is, one, a lot of people just don't want to go on Disney and be around kids if you don't have kids. And two was it's so expensive. It's just so expensive. So it's not a great fit for us and all of our subscribers and our group here, but we're still trying to get on a Disney cruise that's reasonable to kind of go through everything. Okay, going back, said, I don't think the railing, I think the problem is in front of the TikToker's eyes. It's behind them. Yeah, very true. It's the old, when I used to work in IT, it was the problem is between the eyes, the keyboard and the user. Yeah, they just need a little booster seat, Ken said. Mentally obstructed. That is an obstruction. I mean, to be fair. So that Halloween on the high seas returning to Disney, which I'm sure is a blast for the kids and all of the wild and crazy Disney adults out there. So that's awesome. Next bit of cruise news, NCL has launched a discount program for educators. I got that one up in front of me as well, so we could talk about it. So NCL is commemorating Teacher Appreciation Week in the US and Canada by introducing a new teacher cruise discount. So this is going to offer a year-round discount on cruise fares and onboard credit. So they're going to get a 5% discount on any NCL voyage worldwide, and they get a $50 onboard credit. It's not much, it's not huge, but I think it's really nice. I like the fact that they're offering this to teachers. A lot of cruise lines do a first responders discount or military discount as well. So I love it. Anything where you can get in for a little bit of a better deal and get the $50 onboard credit, it's great. So this includes classroom teachers from pre-K to 12, principals, assistant principals, school employees, college and university professors. You just have to show ID through ID.me, which is how they validate military and everyone else. So it's pretty great. I think it's a great idea. We can help anybody do that as well. If you have questions about how to get that discount, I can walk you through it as well. We've done the military one a lot for people. Next bit of cruise news is that the Oasis of the Seas has headed over to Europe for the summer. This is really cool. So after Oasis was in Miami, Oasis has officially left New York, and Symphony is on its way to New York. Symphony, as Tony Diaz is going to be going on Symphony in just a few days. So we've switched the Oasis class ships. So Oasis had been down in Miami, and now it is headed over to Spain. It's in the process of a 14-day transatlantic. It left about a week ago, a little more than a week ago. It arrived in Barcelona on May 5th and is finishing up that cruise on the 15th. And then it'll be doing 7-night cruises out of the Western Mediterranean. Really cool if you are over there. In my humble opinion, I don't think that I would do an Oasis class ship in Europe for a Mediterranean cruise. Again, it kind of leans into my like two different types of cruise experiences. And I think if you're going to Europe, you're not going to be on the ship a ton because you're going to be running around in ports. So yeah, you're going to be on at night. You can go out to dinner and go to shows and stuff. But I think really to appreciate the Oasis class or the Icon class ships, being out of the Caribbean or doing the Bahamas and Bermuda and those type of things, I think is a better experience. Because for me, when we were on the Escape going to Canada and New England, most of the ship was kind of a waste because we were at a different port every single day. So we wound up just running, and you really didn't get to experience all that the ship has to offer. That being said, it's still really cool. Tony says, June 23rd, Oasis out of Barcelona is the President's Cruise. Yes, that is amazing. So doing the President's Cruise out of Europe is amazing. Like, that is one I would really like to do. I could not work that one into my schedule. So, yeah. Okay, said if I could afford Disney, I would go Windstar. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? For the price you're paying for a Disney cruise, you could stay in a suite. You could go on a Silver Sea cruise. You could go on, at a minimum, like Regent, you could do one of those. So I get it. If you have kids, it's the Disney experience. It's the Marvel at Sea. It's the great shows and different things like that. But to me, it's just not worth the amount of money that you're paying for it, sadly. But that is it. A couple more cruise news stories. One, the Royal Icon building of an icon came out this week. I was kind of perplexed why that video came out like so long after the ship has launched. You think it would come out building up to the launch of the ship? They would have released that. I don't know. I know how long it takes to edit videos, so maybe it just got all the way backlogged and somebody took too long to edit the video. But it just seemed like a weird one that it came out. And then right after that, the 10 weekends left until the Utopia of the Seas comes out. So I'm excited to hear more about Utopia. I like that for another Oasis class ship. I like that they didn't just stick with like the old Reliable on it. Like I said before, I like that some of those ships really kind of change up the design and the restaurants and different things. So I think it's super interesting that they are changing it up a little bit. So we shall see how that goes with Utopia of the Seas. But I'm excited to see how people enjoy it and how people react. Same thing for me, right? I think it's a little weird to go on an Oasis class ship for a weekend. You're not going to get to see all the shows and experience all the fun things. And I think it would be a very hectic experience for especially for the 3-day, because you're trying to see the Aqua Theater show. You're trying to see any kind of big production shows that they have in the theater. You want to get to that like cool train experience dinner. You want to do maybe chef's table or try sushi out in the park, do something cool. And I just don't think there's enough days, although I guess that's their point, is like you're going to come back. But to me, it would be more frustrating than anything else. So last bit of cruise news that I have, and then we'll throw it out to everybody if anybody here has any questions or anything like that. Royal Caribbean has announced this week they are looking to hire 10,000 more employees with the upkick in cruising. They're trying to get ahead of the curve and hire 10,000 employees. That's pretty amazing. That's awesome for people trying to find work. It's awesome for us to be able to go on these amazing cruises and have such amazing service going on. So that is all the cruise news I have for today. Does anybody have any questions before we go enjoy our Mother's Day breakfast or lunch or brunch or anything like that? If not, we'll see what's going on. Anybody have any questions or anything? If not, I hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day. Thank you so much for joining me for the live cruise news this morning. I'm going to try to do this live every Sunday. So we'll continue to do our Wednesday cruise news at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays Eastern time. And we will do this Sunday morning cruise news at 11 a.m. If you think there's a better time to do this as well, please feel free to comment below, chuck it in the chat or the comments, and let me know if you think we should do cruise news on Sunday at a different time. Doesn't matter to me at all. But I'm going to try to continue to do these live. We'll have some more videos and pictures and images and stuff next week as I'm trying to figure out how to do all that while I'm streaming. So that's it. Hope everybody has a great Mother's Day. Happy Sunday, everyone, and we'll see everybody on Wednesday. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.